What the heck is going on, guys? Welcome to your third AJAX tutorial, and in this video we're finally going to create our very first web-based or AJAX program, AJAX web page, whatever you want to call it. And before I continue, I want to say that in these examples you're going to need PHP, so of course you either need XAMPP or WAMP, or what I'm doing is I'm doing it the really lazy way. I just bought some shared hosting on the server, and I do this because it already has like PHP admin and PHP already installed. So you can either spend a couple bucks and have a server, buy some space that's already got everything installed, or install XAMPP or WAMP. And in the PHP tutorials, they show you how to do that, either Alex or me. So anyways, let's go ahead and I'll shut up now, and actually let me go ahead and show you what example we're making. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create an online restaurant, and this is an online restaurant that I created. It's called the Chuff Bucket. I thought that was a appealing name, and what I allow users to do is they can type in food such as apple, and as they're typing it in, what's going to happen is Ajax is basically going to communicate with the server and say, okay, do we have the food they typed in or not? So apple, of course, and this is all done without the user ever submitting the form. They never hit enter. This is all happening as they're typing. So apples, of course, we don't have. What about bacon? Oh, we got bacon. And of course, tuna. We do have tuna too. So that's what program I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make. So the very first thing we need to do is we need to build a very basic web page without any scripting, without any PHP or JavaScript, just so they have an interface. And basically what this is going to be is just a header and a simple input area that they can type into. So the first thing that we need to do is, of course, create doc type, and I'm just going to be using HTML5 style, although you probably don't even need this, but that's not very good programming practice. So create HTML, and in the head, what we want to do is we want to link to our JavaScript file, which we're going to be creating soon. So script, and we'll just go ahead and end this right now. Wow, can't type today. Alright, script, and what type is this? What's this? Text, JavaScript, and of course you don't need to name your file the same thing that I name it, but the source, we'll just go ahead and set this equal to food store.js. So basically, not right now, but probably in like 3 tutorials, we're going to be creating foodstore.js, which is a JavaScript file, which is basically going to be responsible for, basically what I'm going to be teaching you guys. But for now, we're just creating this basic web page. So in the head, of course, we link to the JavaScript file, and in the body is where we're going to be making our fabulous interface, because this is like, you would pay a web designer like $500 to design a web page this beautiful. I'm going to be showing you guys how to do it for free. How awesome is that? So the first thing we need to do before we start making those elements is we actually want to call a JavaScript function as soon as our web page loads. So the attribute for this is onload process. So this is the very first function, and this function is actually going to be in this JavaScript file right here, and it's going to be called basically to kickstart off our program, our AJAX program. So now let's go ahead and get to the good web design part. Heading 3, go ahead and put the title of your store. Mine is named the Chuff Bucket. Very appealing title. I just want to eat food whenever I think of chuffing. So next, go ahead and give the user a prompt. Enter the food you would like to, we'll say, order instead of buy. And now, of course, if we gave them a prompt, we want to give them some area, just a little input box to enter that. So the type is just text, and the ID, is my microphone scratching against my shirt? I'm actually wearing a poncho that I got in Mexico right now. User input. And this is actually important because we need to reference this whenever we're working with AJAX, so make sure that you do give this ID and don't forget what it is. And under this, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be changing a portion of the website. So we're actually going to be changing a div element, and this div, the idea of it is we'll just call this the div under input, because I'll show you guys in a second. So this is basically your file, and the user input is of course this little form element right here. In this blue text right here, this is the under input, and I named it because it's under our input. So this is the portion that we're going to be changing dynamically based on, based on what the user typed in. So it'll either say that they don't have the food, or if you have something like tuna, we do have tuna. Do you have meat? Oh, they don't have meat. What about a loaf? Oh, they got the loaf. Sweet. So basically, this is the portion that's going to be dynamically changing, and you actually want to end that tag, and you actually want to end this too. So this is basically, let me look everything over one more time, is our very simple start to our program. Now in the next tutorial, what I want to do is I want to start building the other files. So we basically are building two more files: a JavaScript file, which stays on your client or the user's computer, and a PHP file or PHP script. Now the PHP script is what stays on your server, and the JavaScript file from the user's computer communicates back and forth with the PHP script on the server. And trust me guys, it's going to be awesome, and if you don't understand that all now, you will soon. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.